The urban sprawl is electrifying. Cities whirl around us and seem to come alive with beating pulses of their own. It is this thrill that fosters a metropolis's apparent magnetism, as urban areas, which constitute around 2.7% of the world's geographic area, boast more than half the human population, and by 2050 this figure is expected to rise to 2/3. Our suggestion? Transform vacant lots that litter the cityscape into urban farms. Urban farming consists of growing food in a densely populated area. We envision this simple step as a solution to growing social and ecological concerns. The science supports our findings as well. One of the primary ecological benefits of urban farming is a diminution of stormwater runoff. Stormwater runoff can compromise the quality of an urban water cycle. In a typical city, rainwater will gather in parking lots and collect the pollutants that lace the streets, carrying them into the surrounding water network and impacting the chemical makeup of the ecosystems in which these waterways feed. Urban farms decrease stormwater runoff because the green surfaces provided by the way of crops are more permeable and absorb rainwater that will aid in natural functions of plant growth, such as photosynthesis. Urban farming also mitigates the heat island effect, which plagues urban environments. Most cities are rife with dark and reflective surfaces, which amplify temperatures and retain heat. The heat island effect describes the large-scale heat retention that results in increased temperatures in urban areas relative to those of surrounding rural areas. This can have many negative consequences in terms of energy usage, as the heat island effect often necessitates more air conditioning use. It also amplifies the amount of smog released into the atmosphere, augments emissions of pollutants from power plants, and increases the risk of disease. Introducing urban gardens would reduce the severity of the heat island effect because a lot of the heat energy that would be absorbed by asphalt as latent energy would instead be absorbed by plants to drive photosynthesis. Another reason to make the switch to urban farms is because urban soil is laden with contaminants, most often the lead from old vehicle exhaust and the remnants of past industrial activity. Incidentally, health risks are associated with simply farming in one's backyard. Urban farms using raised beds do not suffer from the same degree of soil pollution. In fact, composted soil has more nutrients such as nitrogen and phosphorus. Urban farms also have the potential to reduce carbon emissions. Merely distributing foods represents 11% of food-related carbon emissions annually, and the food that travels longer distances has to be packaged in a certain manner to prevent spoilage. 83% of carbon emissions in agriculture are a result of the food production phase, but by growing food locally in urban farms, we accelerate the farm-to-table process while cutting out the carbon emissions involved in transport and packaging of the product. The ideal way to begin reaping these benefits is by converting vacant lots in cities into urban farms. Vacant lots have also been shown to exacerbate social plagues like illegal dumping, homelessness, and crime. Converting vacant lots into urban farms, typically either through a raised bed system or by tearing up the asphalt surfaces, would help alleviate all of the aforementioned issues without necessitating greater expansion into the city. It is a way of conserving our already limited space. Transforming vacant lots into urban farms would breathe life back into the city as an impetus for community engagement. They would also increase the biodiversity in the city, resulting in an increase in quality of life through resulting improvements to the air, water, and soil. Now let's hear from an organization that has converted a vacant lot into an urban farm right here in Somerville.
Took two completely unused lots, about a quarter of an acre, and turned them into green growing spaces open to the public. So it activated, a side of the street in a neighborhood that had low traffic and low, little visibility with eyes on the street. Created jobs for youth and training opportunities for those same youth, and then it grows a ton more food in town that we then are able to sell, focusing on affordable housing and senior housing.
People are multiplying, cities are growing, and the world is shrinking, both in available space for habitation and resources for use. We are not marketing the widespread renovation of vacant lots into urban farms as a panacea to alleviate all the issues we will face in coming years, but it is one of the small steps we can take in the present to ward off the negative consequences the future promises to bring as a result of inaction.